the outside, Anya's life looked like a dream painted in gold, a sprawling mansion guarded by iron gates, chandeliers glowing softly above marble floors, expensive dresses hanging untouched in walk-in closets, and servants who moved silently through hallways as if her happiness were already complete. But behind those walls lived a girl whose heart bore bruises no amount of wealth could heal, because love, the one thing money could not buy, had found her early and wounded her deeply, leaving scars that glittered invisibly beneath silk and diamonds. And Anya remembered the first time she believed in love, the innocent certainty with which she trusted Arif, a boy who had entered her world not through wealth but through shared glances, whispered dreams, and promises spoken softly under moonlit balconies. Promises that made her believe she was more than just the daughter of a powerful family, that she was seen for who she truly was, a girl craving warmth, freedom, and genuine affection. And for a while, love felt real, intoxicating, powerful enough to make her forget the suffocating expectations placed upon her since birth, expectations that demanded perfection, obedience, and silence. But love turned cruel when reality crept in, when class differences whispered doubts into Arif's ears, when fear outweighed devotion, and one day, without warning or explanation worthy of her tears, he walked away, leaving behind only a message filled with excuses, cowardice, disguised as concern, and words that shattered her trust piece by piece. And from that moment on, Anya learned a painful truth, that heartbreak echoes louder in silence than in screams, and she carried that silence with her through grand hallways and lavish dinners where laughter felt rehearsed and smiles were expected. And no one noticed how her eyes dimmed, how she flinched at the mention of love, how the girl who once dreamed freely now measured her worth through rejection. And her parents, powerful and respected, mistook her quiet suffering for obedience, believing their daughter was simply growing into the role prepared for her, unaware that behind her calm exterior lay nights of tears pressed into pillows embroidered with family crests, nights where she questioned whether love was ever meant for someone like her, someone whose life was controlled by wealth, reputation, and rules she never chose. And as days turned into months, Anya withdrew further into herself, finding refuge in solitude rather than people, walking alone through manicured gardens that felt more like cages than sanctuaries, replaying memories of laughter that now felt distant and unreal. And those suitors were presented to her like trophies, each chosen for status rather than sincerity. She felt nothing but emptiness, because once a heart has been broken by genuine love, shallow affection feels hollow. And she realized that her pain was not just about Arif leaving, but about losing the belief that she could ever be loved without conditions, without expectations, without fear. And in that realization, something inside her shifted, a quiet strength emerging from beneath the sorrow, teaching her that surviving heartbreak in luxury was still survival, and that pain does not discriminate between rich and poor, because the heart feels equally regardless of privilege. And slowly, Anya began to reclaim herself, not through rebellion or anger, but through self-awareness, understanding that her value was not defined by who stayed or who left. And one evening, standing alone at her balcony as city lights shimmered below, she made a silent promise to herself that she would no longer allow love to define her worth, that she would learn to love herself with the same intensity she once offered so freely to someone else. And though the scars remained, they became reminders of resilience rather than weakness, shaping her into a woman who understood that true freedom begins within, and that sometimes the greatest love story is not about finding someone else, but about finding yourself after being broken. And as the golden gates of her world continued to stand tall, Anya finally realized that the real prison had never been her wealth, but the belief that love was the only thing that could complete her. And in that realization, she stepped into a future no longer ruled by heartbreak, but guided by self-respect, strength, and the quiet courage to heal.